Ariel Helwani in Las Vegas for UFC 181 alongside the UFC welterweight champion Johnny Hendricks, who of course meets Robbie Lawler for the second time this year in just a few days live on pay-per-view. Johnny, it's good to see you. Welcome back. You know, this fight card was supposed to be headlined by Chris Weidman versus Vitor Belfort. Of course, Weidman pulled out due to injury. They call upon you. Were you 100% ready? Did you have to push and kind of rush things in order to make it for this card?
No, the doctor cleared me about 3 weeks prior to that, and he said, I want you to test load it. Do everything you can, push it as hard as you can, and see where it is. We did that, and so we did a mini camp to see, because like, all the cards were filling up. So I was like, crap, I'm not going to be able to fight until probably around February. So we'll do a mini camp that'll give me probably like 2 or 3 weeks to relax, and then we'll go through a camp. But I started cutting weight. I started doing all those things, following the Dolce diet, yada, yada, yada. And the next thing you know, Monday, I was going in to tell the coaches, all right, the mini camp went great. I went and told the doctor it went great. He cleared me, and that's when we got the call. You know what I mean? And when we got the call, that was awesome. You know, I was like, it sucks for Chris Weidman. I hate to see somebody get injured, but I was also grateful because I was able to get another fight in before the end of the year.
So the first fight was in March. That's the last time you fought. Do you feel like, you know, man, like at the time, were you thinking, I just had the greatest fight. It was arguably fight of the year. I think right now it's the fight of the year. I finally won the belt, and now I have to go away, and I have to have surgery. Was that a tough pill to swallow?
Yes, it was. It was very tough, but also it was a blessing in disguise because I actually got to take some time to let other things heal. My other parts of my body heal that were injured. And it also let me spend some family time. You know what I mean? Refocus and get to see my girls and do all those kind of things, which was a huge blessing.
Do you agree as of right now, December, I think it's the 4th, that was the fight of the year for 2014?
Yeah, whenever I look back, man, it's going to be hard to beat. You know what I mean? But I plan on doing it Saturday.
When people look at that first fight, should they not put much stock into it as far as what to expect on Saturday? Because you injured your bicep rather early in the fight, so I would imagine you believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you're not the same guy because you were dealing with a serious injury.
Yeah, you know, I'm not the same guy. It can be a totally different fight, but in that totally different fight, I also got to think that he's going to come a little different too. And so with that being said, I got to make sure that I'm prepared for also that 25-minute war again, because if I go in there without that kind of attitude, then it could hurt me. You know what I mean? Even though I will be looking for the finish if the opportunity presents itself. But if it doesn't, I also have to know that I am physically and mentally and have the shape to go 25 minutes.
Was it a bit underwhelming when you found out that Lawler would be the guy you'd be fighting in your first defense? You know, it's very rare that something like this happens. You beat the guy, you get injured, he fights twice, and then legitimately earns the title shot, but it's the same guy again. So how'd you feel about that?
Hey, that's not my call. You know what I mean? I don't get paid. That's above my pay grade. Hey, I just take whoever the UFC gives me. You know what I mean?
Have you been impressed with what he's done since you were away?
Yeah, he's done some good things. He beat
Matt Brown, Jake Ellenberger.
Jake Ellenberger, that's what I was thinking. And then he had a really good fight with Matt Brown, you know, which Matt Brown is very tough, you know, and the welterweight division is growing in toughness, you know, and so it's nice to know that I'm at the top of that food chain.
I believe this is the first rematch of your career.
Yes.
How do you feel about that? Has it been different, you know, knowing that you're going to fight the same guy, and you've been thinking about him for so long, too?
No, it's not any different, but it could be huge for my career. Because let's say I go out there and I make a bigger gap. I win better, more impressively this next fight. Then that means the next time I fight somebody, if they want to have a rematch, they know that they're going to have to beat me the first time, because the leaps and bounds that I'll able to grow from the first time we fought, the gap might be too big to close. You know what I mean? And that's sort of the way that I'm looking at this fight. I need to go out there, I need to win, and I need to do it better than I did the first time.
How's the weight?
The weight, I'm actually 12 over right now.
Okay. That's good for you.
Oh, yeah, I'm 4 pounds lighter than I have been in the past. I've been on Dolce for about 11, 12 weeks now. Like I've been telling everybody, you know, the welterweight division is stacked, you know, and the only thing that can really kill me is my weight. And I got to be more focused on it. I love food, but I love fighting more, you know. So I'm going to make the sacrifice to stay a little lighter, put on some more muscle, and get better.
What's it like being back in Vegas, first time since that GSP fight? Bad memories?
Yeah, I'm trying not to think about that too much, but it's a different fight too. You know what I mean? And you got to take it with a grain of salt. You just got to sit there and say, hey, it is what it is. You can't change it. Let's see if we can improve on it. You know what I mean? I hold nothing against those judges or what everybody thinks. It's just one of those things that it happened, and it made me a better fighter because of it.
You hoping he comes back?
There's a part of me that is, and there's a part of me that isn't. He did a lot of great things for the sport and also for the welterweight division. And right now, there's so many good fighters out there that if he doesn't come back, if I can beat all these guys, it's not going to hurt my legacy. But if he does come back, I'll give him that opportunity.
You will give him that opportunity. It would be a gigantic fight business-wise, don't you think?
I don't care about the business part of it. I care about the fight.
You don't want to avenge that loss?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I care about the fight.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I care about that fight. That's why I want him to come back. You know what I mean? Because I think I did beat him. I think I did do everything. And that was my first 5-round fight. I'm only getting stronger. I'm only getting better at preparing for a 25-minute fight. So if he comes back, it'll be a different fight.
Are you the kind of guy who feels like he's not the champion until you just successfully defend the title? Do you feel that way?
Yes and no. They'll never take that belt away, but they'll also, I don't want just one. You know what I mean? So I don't care, like that one's not there. Does that make sense? Because whenever I step in the octagon, I'm fighting for a whole new one. I don't care about the past. Nothing. As soon as I sign that next battle agreement, I'm no longer the champ. I gotta go out there and fight to be the champ, and that's the way I look at things.
Final question. I was watching the Embedded series that they do online, and you're at a local Fox affiliate here in Las Vegas, and one of the anchors asked you to hold the belt, and I honestly couldn't tell if you were joking or not, but you denied her that opportunity. Is it true that you don't want people touching that belt because you worked so hard for it? Is that your mindset? I wasn't sure what to make of the whole scene, to be honest.
I hate that I'm that way. I'm very generous in a lot of ways, but I will never tell my coaches or my management group they can't do something with it. Does that make sense? Because they've been there, they've put in the time, they've done that. But to see the smile that people get whenever they hold that belt sort of eats at me in a sense of that they didn't earn it. You know what I mean? They didn't have, I fought with 3 broken hands, a couple broken noses, fractured thumb, torn bicep, and a fractured leg to get that thing. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of pain to go through. And I had to fight so many tough fighters. And, I want the fans to be happy, and I want them to enjoy their experience. But I also know that they didn't go through that grind. Does that make sense?
So when you've done PR stuff in the last few months, you haven't let anyone hold it outside of your team, family?
I will let them hold the replica. I don't care about the replica.
But this is the real deal.
The real deal, no. The real deal, the one that Dana White put around my waist, only a select amount of people I let hold.
Kids, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah, my kids and all that kind of stuff. Oh, yeah, because they're a huge part of it. But, that's just, I hate to be that way. I'm not that way in a lot of things, but that thing right there, I thought about it, and I had to assess that situation very quickly because I thought something like this would happen. And but it just goes to everything that I preach. You know what I mean? You earn what you get, and you can take the replica all you want. I don't care. You know what I mean? You can take a picture, you can smile with it, but the one that Dana White actually put around my waist, that was too hard to earn and too much sacrificing to just let everybody get that sense of pride.
Welcome back. Great to see you back. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.